Welcome to our video on the history of trade liberalization. In this video, we will explore the General Agreements on Tariffs and Trade GATT and the World Trade Organization WTO, two international organizations that have played a significant role in promoting free trade around the world. The GATT was established in 1947 after the Second World War with the aim of reducing trade barriers and promoting international trade. It was a multilateral agreement signed by 23 countries, which later grew to include more than 120 countries. The GATT was based on the principle of non-discrimination, which meant that member countries had to treat all other member countries equally. This was achieved through the most favored nation (MFN) principle, which required member countries to extend any trade concessions or privileges granted to one country to all other member countries. The GATT also established rules for the conduct of international trade, including the prohibition of discriminatory practices such as import quotas and export subsidies. It also provided a framework for the settlement of disputes between member countries. The GATT was successful in reducing trade barriers and promoting international trade. However, as the global economy became more complex, the GATT faced new challenges, such as the rise of non-tariff barriers and the need to address issues such as intellectual property rights and services trade. In response to these challenges, the GATT was replaced by the World Trade Organization (WTO) in 1995. The WTO is a more comprehensive organization that covers not only trade in goods, but also trade in services and intellectual property rights. The WTO also has a more effective dispute settlement mechanism, which allows member countries to resolve trade disputes in a timely and efficient manner. In the next segment, we will explore the role of the WTO in promoting free trade and economic growth around the world. The WTO plays a crucial role in promoting free trade and economic growth around the world. Its main objective is to ensure that trade flows as smoothly, predictably, and freely as possible. The WTO achieves this objective by negotiating and implementing trade agreements, providing a forum for member countries to discuss trade issues, and monitoring and enforcing compliance with its rules. One of the key achievements of the WTO is the reduction of trade barriers. Since its establishment, the WTO has negotiated several rounds of trade liberalization, which have led to significant reductions in tariffs and other trade barriers. The WTO has also played a key role in promoting the integration of developing countries into the global trading system. It has provided technical assistance and capacity-building programs to help developing countries participate more effectively in international trade. The WTO has also been instrumental in promoting the liberalization of trade in services. This has been achieved through the General Agreement on Trade in Services (GATT), which provides a framework for the liberalization of trade in services such as banking, telecommunications, and transportation. The WTO has also played a key role in promoting the protection of intellectual property rights. This has been achieved through the Agreement on Trade-Related Aspects of Intellectual Property Rights (TRIPS), which sets out minimum standards for the protection and enforcement of intellectual property rights. The WTO has been criticized by some for promoting free trade at the expense of social and environmental concerns. However, the WTO has taken steps to address these concerns, such as the inclusion of labor and environmental standards in its agreement. In the next segment, we will explore the challenges facing the WTO and the future of trade liberalization. While the WTO has been successful in promoting free trade and economic growth, it faces several challenges in the current global economic environment. One of the main challenges facing the WTO is the rise of protectionism. In recent years, there has been a trend towards the imposition of trade barriers, such as tariffs and quotas, by some countries. This has led to a slowdown in global trade and threatens to undermine the gains made through trade liberalization. Another challenge facing the WTO is the increasing complexity of the global trading system. The WTO must adapt to new issues such as e-commerce, digital trade, and the role of state-owned enterprises in international trade. The WTO also faces challenges in addressing the concerns of developing countries. While the WTO has made efforts to promote the integration of developing countries into the global trading system, many developing countries still face significant barriers to trade. The WTO also faces challenges in addressing social and environmental concerns. Some critics argue that the WTO focus on free trade has led to a race to the bottom in terms of labor and environmental standards. Finally, the WTO faces challenges in maintaining its relevance in the face of new regional and bilateral trade agreements. These agreements, such as the Trans-Pacific Partnership (TPP) and the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership (RCEP), may undermine the role of the WTO in setting global trade rules. In the next segment, we will explore the future of trade liberalization and the role of the WTO in shaping the global trading system. The future of trade liberalization is uncertain, with many challenges facing the global trading system. However, there are also opportunities for the WTO to play a key role in shaping the future of international trade. One of the key opportunities for the WTO is to address the challenges facing the global trading system, such as the rise of protectionism and the increasing complexity of the global economy. The WTO can play a key role in promoting free trade and reducing trade barriers, which can help to stimulate economic growth and create jobs. Another opportunity for the WTO is to address the concerns of developing countries. The WTO can provide technical assistance and capacity building programs to help developing countries participate more effectively in international trade. The WTO can also play a key role in promoting the protection of intellectual property rights and addressing social and environmental concerns. The WTO can work with member countries to ensure that trade agreements include provisions for the protection of labor and environmental standards. However, the WTO must also adapt to new challenges such as the rise of digital trade and the role of state-owned enterprises in international trade. The WTO must work with member countries to develop new rules and regulations that reflect the changing nature of the global economy. Finally, the WTO must maintain its relevance in the face of new regional and bilateral trade agreements. The WTO must work with member countries to ensure that these agreements are consistent with WTO rules and do not undermine the role of the WTO in setting global trade rules. In conclusion, the future of trade liberalization is uncertain, but the WTO can play a key role in shaping the global trading system. By addressing the challenges facing the global trading system and adapting to new challenges, the WTO can promote free trade and economic growth around the world. Thank you for watching our video on the history of trade liberalization and the role of the GATT and WTO. We hope you found this video informative and educational. In this video, we have explored the history of trade liberalization and the role of the GATT and WTO in promoting free trade and economic growth around the world. We have seen how the GATT was established after the Second World War to reduce trade barriers and promote international trade. We have also seen how the GATT was replaced by the WTO in 1995, which has played a more comprehensive role in promoting free trade and economic growth. We have also explored the challenges facing the WTO, such as the rise of protectionism and the increasing complexity of the global trading system. However, we have also seen the opportunities for the WTO to play a key role in shaping the future of international trade. By addressing the challenges facing the global trading system and adapting to new challenges, the WTO can promote free trade and economic growth around the world. We hope that this video has provided you with a better understanding of the history of trade liberalization and the role of the GATT and WTO in promoting free trade and economic growth. Thank you for watching our video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below.